Hey guys, welcome to the final part of my Walking Dead Negan custom figure, and I'm pretty happy to show you guys the finished product here in a second, but first, I'd like to thank you all for following me on these videos, and if you haven't been following these videos, make sure to check them out. I will leave some links around here for you. And I want to thank everyone who's left positive comments towards me, or even some advice comments. I may not have taken all the advice because of some factors, but thank you very much for the advice anyway. Let's move on to the custom here. Let me just scooch Daryl out of the way, and there we go. Now, as you can see, he and Morgan don't get along very well. I wonder how that's going to work out. So, right off, I would like to say I think he turned out really well. Yeah. It may sound a little conceited or what have you, but I think he actually looks like what I'd expect a Negan figure to look like, except for his size is probably not perfect, but I think it turned out very well. And one of my favorite parts of him is the thickness of him. Like his chest here, it's very wide, makes it sort of match up well, especially if you put him next to one of the bigger Walking Dead figures like this Abraham here. He's a rather big figure, but yeah, I think he and Negan stand together pretty well, and Negan's pretty much, I think he's the same size as the Abraham, and that's pretty good because Abraham's a rather big figure, very stocky and stuff, so yeah. And then I like the way the bat turned out. Let's take a look at his accessory that I made for him. It's just a Series 7 Walgreens exclusive Rick's bat with some wire that I put on there. If you want to see how that happened, make sure to check out my customization process videos. That turned out pretty well. And then let's take a look at the figures himself here. Pretty nice. I did a lot of painting on him. Let me get a focused look here. Yeah, what do you guys think there? Make sure to comment what you think of the custom down below in the comments. Now, there is some chunkiness to the way he's been sculpted, but that's just because I'm not a very smooth sculptor, and mainly the face. But I think the way the body turned out is pretty good. And then, of course, I didn't really sculpt like his arms or his legs or anything, but the main torso and the head, that's what I did. And then the rest is just paintwork. But nonetheless, I think he turned out pretty dang well. Pretty dang good. And because of the thickness of his shoulders here, he can't actually bring his arm up to a full 360 spin, but he can bring it up that high, and that's all that really matters for me. But let's take a look at the scarf here. I really like the way the scarf turned out. I like the red color that I used, and it's a good contrast between the black. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? And then the head was pretty hard to do. I wish I could have made him smiling, but some sort of smirk, but it's just way too hard to sculpt. Maybe he looks a little bit of a smirk, but also very, very angry. Now, if you didn't notice, he is the governor, just re-sculpted and repainted. See what the governor looks like there, and what he looks like. So yeah, I don't think it looks like the same thing, but it's definitely similar. And of course, I didn't know how to paint everything on him because he is from a black and white comic, so a lot of the way things are done is sort of speculation, just based off of what I've seen. And then, yeah, let's get a quick look next to some other Walking Dead comic figures. Here he is next to Rick Grimes and Abraham, which I did show Abraham earlier, but here all three of them are together. Sort of fits together, don't you think? I think his head is just the right size for them, even though most TV series heads are kind of big, if you didn't notice. Maybe these guys just have smaller heads than usual, I don't know. But yeah, I think their sizes fit in fairly well. Very stylistic look, I suppose. Maybe it's that their heads do seem tiny. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Let's put him aside so I can stop thinking about that. And let's see how the accessory fits in his hand. It fits in very well in the first hand here, and then I did update his articulation by sculpting, not really sculpting, cutting out the excess plastic that he had around his, I guess, elbow bend there. Yeah, because previously there was an extra flap of plastic that was there for some reason, and that restricted him from bending there. Anyway, let's put the bat in there, and he can't really get a double-handed bat hold just from the way I had to sculpt his thickness, but that doesn't really matter because I'm not sure that the other Negan figure, the one that was actually produced, I'm not sure that he can do that either. And his one hand here is a bit loose, but that's just because stupid, what's his name? Gareth figure that I based this off of actually had a bit of a loose hand there. It's a real bummer. I'm gonna have to either switch out that hand or something, I don't know. But yeah, I think he looks really nice. Tell me what you guys think. As for the articulation, everything's the same on him except for the arm going up all the way and the head. So I'm just going to show you guys the head here. Head can't look down all that much because I had to sculpt in the scarf, but it can look up quite a bit, more than the regular figure would. It has head pivot, which is good for like a sort of curious look, like, really, you know, I don't think you should have done that. Well, yeah, but I think that looks good. And then he does a full 360 spin, which is a bit rough, so yeah, I'm not going to do that, even though he could. And then I made it so that his head does pop off, not extremely easy, but easy enough so to the point where if I wanted to change out his head, I always could, which I left that open because I didn't want to break him while pulling off the head in case I made a better sculpt for his head. But tell me what you guys think about the head sculpt, the body sculpt, the overall sculpt. I think it turned out pretty well. Let me get some focus here. Yeah. And I did have to sculpt his hair completely different. I had to shave down the head where the hair was, and then add my own flatter type crew cut-ish hair where it's brushed back. Yeah. Turned out pretty well. So, tell me what you guys think about that. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to check out my previous videos. Make sure to check out the progress videos where I showed you guys what this guy looked like before all this, and then slowly I changed him into the figure that he is currently. My favorite pose right here is him about to kill Morgan. And if you guys don't know why that is, then I don't know. You probably haven't been watching my videos. And then I do have another custom here that I will be showing and reviewing soon. And that is all for a different video. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.